What's a company that didn't succumb to? Enshittification. Arizona tea. Same owners, same price, same formula. The owner has actually said he has enough money to live and be happy, so there is no reason to raise his prices. I was still seeing the 99-cent can as of a few months ago at a local gas station. Now it's $1.29, still a great price. Not in Canada. Last year, the 99-cent label changed to $1.29. This year, it's entirely gone, and I've been seeing places sell a can for $3.50. I miss my 99-cent peach tea. Is that the entire lineup, or just the main tea? I used to get their raspberry tea all the time, but it started tasting fake. Less raspberry, more raspberry-inspired candy. Not sure what happened if they didn't change the recipe. Came here to say this. S-tier company that supports their customers above all. Concept 2, maker of rowing accessories and machines and other exercise equipment. WD-40. I bought a new can recently to replace the one I bought a decade ago, only because I couldn't find the old one. Still does what it does. Someone won a lifetime supply of WD-40 on a game show. They gave her a case of 12. Don't forget to grab a little bottle and a pocket holster in case you need to loosen the cap on the big bottle. Just remember, it's for water displacement, the 40th formula they tried. Don't use it on rubber gaskets like car doors. Use silicone oil instead, but it's awesome for removing stickers. I remember a post about a guy who won a lifetime supply of WD-40 and got 6 cans. That's about right. They never patented the formula for WD-40, similar to Coca-Cola. So the recipe sits in a vault in their location in San Diego. Various teams mix the chemicals that go into making WD-40, and then they're mixed together as Mix A, Mix B, and so on, so no one employee knows exactly what's in the mix. The final production is done by computers, so even if the people mixing it could figure out their components, they wouldn't know the ratios. Casio still makes top-tier, inexpensive devices that can last a long time. A $40 Casio watch can easily last you a decade. The Casio F91W is about $22 with a 7+ year battery and is one of the most popular watches in the world. I like the 105W as well if you want a better backlight, but the 91W is the classic watch. And a G-Shock? Indestructible. I have a Casio watch, the same kind I had back in the 80s. Battery life is 7 years according to the manual. It's crazy how good they are. I've been sucked into watch subs recently, and it seems that many Casio owners collect enough watches to last for many, many lifetimes. I do enjoy seeing the passion. Chapman ice cream. When tariffs were announced and all grocery prices were going up, whether or not they were impacted by tariffs, the company came out and said that they weren't going to raise prices. They owned their equipment and used Canadian suppliers, so there was no need. And their ice cream smokes Breyers and Nestle. Much creamier, much better flavors and texture. I bought some Breyers on sale a couple months ago and wow. I don't know what the difference is. They have similar ingredients, but Breyers is like oily. Nestle ice cream is just bad in general. Swingline. They still sell the stapler model number 444. If you've used one, you know. Not a single plastic part. It's an absolute classic design, all metal, built to last. Costco still has fair prices, good deals, and the $1.50 hot dog combo. I remember during the later days of the pandemic when inflation was really starting to spike and there was an investor conference call for the company. BlackRock, one of their big investors, was saying they should raise their prices higher than inflation to increase their profit. The CEO, in more eloquent terms, told them to kick rocks and said the company could absorb some of the inflation to keep prices low. I already loved the company, but that just reinforced how I felt. I vacationed in Japan recently and visited the Costco in Chiba and discovered that Japanese Costco still has the onion dispensers for hot dogs that have been retired in the US. I do not know if that counts as enshittification, but it did motivate me to start learning Japanese and look into a work visa. They are smart. They look for long-term profits instead of quarterly earnings. Good answer. The warehouse is so packed nowadays that the experience isn't good for members. I wish they implemented capacity limits like during the pandemic. Morton salt. Their little round paper cartons haven't changed in like 100 years. No advertising, no gimmicks, just a reliable product. You want salt? Here you go. Lodge Cast Iron. Inexpensive and lasts a lifetime with proper care. While a Lodge is definitely still an amazing value for the price and American-made, the product has definitely gotten worse. Their pans are now finished by sandblasting, which leads to a much rougher surface. I wish they had a heritage line with the old hand-finished surfaces. Lots of folks would definitely pay more for a properly finished pan. The trend here seems obvious. Companies that are private and not beholden to shareholders avoid enshittification. Enshittification is a direct result of publicly trading the company and selling your soul one quarterly earnings report at a time, and those who are owned by their workers. Going public means hiring clueless drones with an MBA to run your business. They'll strip the assets and monetize that hard-fought goodwill, all for a dividend payout to absent shareholders. If you're lucky enough to come across a privately held company with an exceptional offering, shower them with your cash. Throw wads at them. I've worked for private and public companies, and I don't think it's just publicly traded ones. Sure, there is some pressure to drive profit, but as long as the C-suite can demonstrate they're acting in the interests of the shareholder, a lot of things are allowed to slide. Private equity is the real demon here. Of course, that's my limited experience. Your mileage may vary. Private companies may choose their shareholders to align on values like environment, work environment, conservation, charitable pursuits, and so on. But once a company goes public, it gets shareholders whose only concern is profit. Private companies can enshittify, but if a public company is experiencing some financial challenges, you should expect it. Craigslist. Looks and more or less works the same as it did in the 90s. Way harder to get a sex worker on there nowadays, allegedly, so I hear. It's literally full of ads and spam from companies. I found it increasingly difficult to search for useful results over the past few years. So while the interface hasn't changed a bit, the content certainly has gone downhill. I'm gonna say pilot. The G2 pen has taken me all the way from grade school to college to my job. They just work, they're cheap, and it's just the go-to. Bob's Red Mill and King Arthur Flour. Never buy any other flour. And both are employee-owned. I'm gonna throw Penzeys Spice in here too. We were at the actual Red Mill in Portland, in the factory store shopping, and this old guy was wandering around chatting with customers and the staff. He looked exactly like Bob on the package. It was Bob, like on the package. This was a couple of years after he turned the place over to the employees, but he liked to come in and help out. Nicest guy ever, by the way. Co-signed. I don't even know if the product is that much better than their competitors. I just really like supporting employee-owned or strong union-having companies. King Arthur is my flour choice because it's employee-owned. I buy Bob's for smaller quality ground stuff for the same reason. So far, Chewy. They still seem very customer-forward. Any issues I have are easily resolved without problems. Yes, I love Chewy. I live in the middle of nowhere, and somehow they still get my bird food to me in 2 to 3 business days. Wikipedia, even if they do ask for donations, which is understandable for a nonprofit website. Nothing scandalous has appeared that I can think of. The fact that Elon Musk was calling for it to be defunded means it must be doing something right. It's definitely gotten better. When it first came out, it wasn't to be trusted, but now it's pretty reliable. Blender 5.0 came out this week, and it's crazy how much they put into that software for free. I remember when the game Oblivion came out, and I wanted to mod my own sword in. Booted up Blender, and it was a nightmare. 20 years later, it's now my day job, and the program has come so far. I donate to their development fund Patreon, and it's worth every dollar. I love me some open source software. I literally just opened Blender and updated to 5.0 not too long before reading this reply. What are the odds of that happening? LOL. And you can support them with a relatively small subscription if you choose to. Edit. Apparently it's not a subscription. Been a while since I used it, and thought you got some extras from them for it, like a subscription. Blender is the reason I have a career, and I use it every day. I've donated multiple times, and anyone who is able to should toss a few bucks their way. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.